Korean Declaration of Independence. We hereby proclaim the independence of Korea and the liberty of the Korean people. We announce this to the nations of the world in order to manifest the principle of the equality of man, and we pass it on to our posterity in order to preserve forever our people's just rights to self-preservation. We declare this in witness of our history of 5 millennia and in the name of 20 million united people, so as to ensure the perpetual, permanent, and unrestricted progress of our people, and to join the great movement for the reconstruction of the world order inspired by the conscience of mankind. This is in accordance with the command of heaven, the great trend of the time, and a popular manifestation of the principle of coexistence of all mankind. Nothing in the world can stop or suppress this. For the first time in the history of several thousands of years, our people for the past 10 years have suffered under alien domination, tyranny, and oppression, which are the legacies of antiquity. How much of our right to life has been plundered? How much of our spiritual progress has been barred? How much of our honor and dignity have been violated? And how much of our opportunity to contribute to the cultural progress of the world with our new visions and creativity has been lost? If we are to make known to the world our past grievances, to deliver ourselves from our present sufferings, to remove future threats, and advance our natural dignity and nobility, to cultivate the character of individual citizens, to prevent our children from an inheritance of shame, to assure a full and happy life for our posterity. Our first urgent task is to secure the independence of the people. Today, 20 million hearts are dedicated to the attainment of this goal, and human nature and the sentiment of the age, combined with the armies of righteousness and moral law, support us. No barrier is too strong for us to break down, and no goals unattainable. We are not here merely to accuse Japan for her breach of numerous solemn agreements entered into since the Treaty of Friendship of 1876. Nor are we here to reprimand Japan for her lack of integrity and faithfulness simply because her teachers in their classes and her politicians in their practices have regarded our civilian people as savages seeking only the pleasure of the conqueror, and have shown contempt for the age-old tradition of our society. Indeed, the urgency of self-examination and self-innovation does not allow us time to find fault with others. Neither can we, who work at great speed to mend the wrongs of the present age, afford to spend time grieving over what is past and gone. Our critical task today lies only in self-reconstruction and not in the destruction of others. Our work is to chart the new destiny of our own in accord with the solemn dictates of our conscience, and not to hate or reject others, swayed only by momentary emotions or resentment over the past. Our purpose is to correct and reform today's unnatural, illogical, and maladjusted conditions created by power-hungry and fame-seeking Japanese politicians who were bound by archaic ideas and force. Our aim is to restore conditions to be harmonious with just principles which are natural and logical. Examine the result of the annexation brought about against our wishes. Under unjust and unequal treatment, the suffocating oppression and the hypocritical and falsified statistics, the resentment of our people, which forever prevents the harmonious existence of the two people with opposing interests, is ever deepening. Who cannot see that the shortest path to avoidance of disaster and to an invitation to mutual blessings between the two peoples is to take enlightened and courageous steps to redress past errors and cultivate new, friendly relations based on true understanding and sympathy. To bind by force 20 million resentful people will not only impair forever peace in the Far East, but will also deepen the ever-increasing fear and suspicion toward Japan of 400 million Chinese, upon whom the key to peace in the Far East rests. It will surely invite the tragedy of mutual destruction of the entire Far Eastern region. Therefore, the independence of Korea is to induce our people to pursue their rightful course for life and prosperity. At the same time, to enable Japan to escape from an evil path and fulfill our grave responsibilities as leader of the Far East, and to rescue China from every pressing anxiety and fear. Furthermore, our action is taken as a necessary step for the establishment of peace in the Far East and that of the world, and for the promotion of happiness of all mankind. How could this be an outburst of emotion? Behold, a new world unfolds before our eyes. The age of force is gone, and the age of reason and righteousness has arrived. The spirit of moral law and humanity, nurtured and perfected during past centuries, is about to shed its light of new civilization upon the affairs of mankind. The arrival of the new spring to the earth calls for the revival of all creatures. If the forces of the past have suffocated the people like the cold snow and ice of winter, then the force of the present age is the revitalizing breeze and warmth of spring. Finding ourselves amid this age of restoration and reconstruction, and riding with the changing tide of the world, we neither hesitate nor fear to complete our task. We must guard our distinctive rights to liberty and freedom and pursue the happiness of a full life. It is our sacred duty to exhibit our indigenous creative energy and crystallize and achieve our people's spiritual glory in a world filled with spring. For these reasons, we have been awakened. The conscience of mankind is with us. Truth marches with us. Young and old, rise and come forward from your resting places. Let us accomplish our task for a resurrection in harmony with nature. The spirits of our ancestors protect us from within, and the trend of the entire world assists us from without. Undertaking this task is a success. Let us march forward into the light before us. Pledge of the Three Principles. 1. Ours is an undertaking in behalf of life, humanity, righteousness, dignity, and honor at the request of our people. Exhibit our spirit of liberty. Let no one follow his instinct to agitate for the rejection of others. 2. Let each and every person demonstrate to the end our people's rightful wishes and desires. 3. Let all our actions be orderly and solemn, so that our demands and our attitudes may be honorable and upright. The first day of March of the 4252nd year, which is 1919 in AD, of the Kingdom of Korea. This is proclaimed by the 33 national leaders. 손병희, 김선주, 이필주, 백용성, 김완규, 김병조, 김창준, 권동진, 권병덕, 나용환, 나인협, 양전백, 양한묵, 유여대, 이갑성, 이명용, 이승훈, 이종훈, 이종일, 임예환, 박준승, 박희도, 박동완, 신흥식, 신석구, 오세창, 오화영, 정춘수, 최성모, 최린, 한용운, 홍병기, 홍기조.